All right, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about prayer. So, prayer is one of those things that some people just struggle with. I know I'm one of the people that struggles with prayer. I'm good in other areas, but prayer is sort of hard for me. In my last video, I talked about that a little bit. What I wanted to talk about this time is how to get back into praying, how to get into that place to where you feel like you can feel the presence of God when you're praying. Because so often for me, it's I talked last time about how I've got to start with worship music and then it helps me get my mindset right and stuff. But I've also noticed, not just for me, but as I read through the Bible, I see certain places seem to have spiritual significance when I pray. And I notice this often as you'll see Elijah, you'll see different people, they'll keep going back to the wilderness or they'll keep going back to the same mountain. And I think that's because they experienced God there at some point. And because they experienced God there at some point, it's easier for them to return to that experience again. I know for me, I have a couple of these places. One of them's on the back deck of my house. And what I've been trying to do recently is I've been trying to re-engage with prayer, to be a little bit better about praying more often, not just as I'm going down the road or whatever, but to set time aside. Is I'm just trying to notice when God is speaking to me, when I feel that voice inside, and then to do whatever it is. Because prayer is nothing more than communicating with God. So now what I've started noticing is He will call me back to a place or make me feel more comfortable or more fulfilled when I'm at a certain place and I'm praying. So it could be the worship area for me in our church. It's my back deck. Sometimes it's when I go on a walk in a certain area. It just feels like God is present. If you've had a problem with prayer in the past and you're trying to figure out, how do I get back to praying again? How do I get back to feeling God's presence again? Just like we see so many times. It doesn't say to go here and to do this and to take these certain things throughout Scripture. But when you're reading through the Bible and you look at what they're doing, they keep going back to the same places where they experienced God before. And maybe as you're trying to either start a prayer life and you never had one, choose the same place regularly to sit down, to pray, to listen, to journal. And then if you have done that in the past, maybe you go back to those places again and it feels like God's sort of waiting there on you. So as you're trying to re-engage your prayer life, hopefully this will help you out a little bit more. Pay attention as you're reading through the Bible and see what they do. Try to copy what they do. But as you're doing this, make sure that you slow down a little bit. Go back to the places where you experienced God before, and I believe He's there waiting on you and your communication with Him again. If you're in Greensboro, North Carolina, you come see me at Catalyst Church, 10 a.m., and I'll save you a seat.